What's going on, guys? So I decided to make this video on Friday because I will be away this weekend. But for this week I worked basically in Blender and then the last couple days in Unity. So the first few days of the week I worked in Blender in trying to make a Fisherman's Shack and like a pier for the Fisherman class or Fisherman NPC to live. So I got a few reference images offline and I tried to see what the shack looked like and what kind of things. So I started off just putting together a basic building structure like I did with a cottage in the past. Got the roof down, and then I decided to get some textures with shingles and for the wood planks. I tried to get like 5 different variations and then use an array modifier to make a bunch of them. So you got like 2 separate rows and they're adjusted just enough to make them look a little bit different. I made the tiles of the roof a little bit smaller so I can UV map it and make the tiles look smaller when they're mapped to the roof. I made a little bit of a ladder here with the same wood texture as the planks. And then I made some pilings, as they're called, to hold up the whole thing. Then I made a boat, and I made half the boat as like a kind of an awning, which I saw as a reference image. Someone's fishing shack had that. Then I made some life preservers with the cylinder. With the Taurus object. Tweaked it a little bit and then colored it in those like brownish, reddish, and orange to make the colors look a little different. Then the one that took me the longest was this anchor. So I tried one way and I didn't work for like half an hour. So then I tried to just do it by planes like you see here. And then afterwards I used the solidify modifier to make it 3D, and then I kind of just tweaked it a little bit to make it look more sharp and more like an anchor. So at this point I have about half of it done and just trying to add the non-circular shapes and add those afterwards. So I decided to make half and half. I was thinking about using a mirror modifier, but I don't want to make like half an oval and all this kind of stuff. So I decided not to and just make a copy of it and then bridge the edge loops. And then I use the solidify modifier. I use the sphere game objects and duplicated them to make the balls on the side. And then I just used a cube that I extruded across to make that circle that you see there. And then object smooth shading, put the anchor over there in the side of the door, use the same color as the boat eventually, brownish color, reddish brown. And for the textures I've been using GIMP and I've been getting better at it so I could adjust different type of textures and all this kind of stuff. Then I added it to the game before looking how to use the terrain tool in Unity. So I tried to make some sand and I was having trouble trying to connect the one terrain to the current grass terrain I have, which I haven't figured out yet. But then I added a water plane, which I used in the past for some water. I balanced out the sand to make it look more sand-like rather than just flat texture. I added the pier and everything I made in Blender into this beach terrain, I call it, or ocean terrain. And I have a basic setup in my in draw.io for the workflow and how the whole world's going to be set up. So, but I think for each terrain is going to be just a separate biome. So at the end, I put the sand in and make sure that the light and weather manager change when the time goes on, and I was getting a little bit dark in the back there, so I decided to add another directional light, which I'll tweak as I go, but I just wanted to I wanted to see the whole thing in light. You see the boat on the side next to the ladder, which is pretty cool. And this is where I ended up with I added some barrels, which I made in previous videos, and just running around on the beach here, connected to the village, rolling around. And I'm actually very happy with how it turned out. I'm getting a lot better in Blender, and this only took me a week, when in the past it would have taken me like a month. So there you have it. Thanks for watching.